Hello and welcome to another chess video. This should be my last game against GrandmastaGus, where we played our 10-game match. I so far have one more point than he does, and if I draw or win this game, I win the whole match. We decided to call it off after 10. So French exchange is pretty good news for me if I want to hold a draw. Okay, we're playing pretty quickly. I forgot it's a 15-minute game, not a 5-minute. So basically, in this version of the exchange, Black just copies White until Black feels like changing the plan. So if he plays Bishop G5, Bishop out here, I'll just pin his knight too. The general plan is to play C6, get my bishop out, and then bring the knight to D7 to reinforce this knight. I'll bring my rook over here, and both players really just develop easily. There should be no serious problems here. So I have 5 wins and 4 losses. We had no draws in this match. So I'm up by 1 point. If he wins this game, then the match is drawn overall. Alright, so he really needs to produce something here. I don't think I'm afraid of this pin. I'm just going to pin him as well. Now, there are some particular ways of increasing the advantage in these sorts of positions. So he does that. I'm going to do this for a second. I don't think the move order matters that much. So I want to just take control of the E file before he puts his rook there. Okay. So he does this. I normally would actually just take on F3, but I don't even really want a dynamic position. Taking on F3 would make it more interesting, and if I were playing for a win, I probably would just do that. But I want to be boring, and I want him to prove to me that he actually has something here. So I just want to get rid of his light square bishop. The other position would be more dynamic. Hold on. The other position would be more dynamic because he would have a bishop and I would have a knight, and they're not the same piece. Oh, totally missed that. Okay, so this whole talking and playing thing. Queen b3, he's kind of kicked my butt in another game with the same move. It should be fine. It should be fine. So I might have to play if I play knight b6, I'm getting passive, yes, but I might be surviving. I don't really want to protect those pawns though. In fact, why can't I just play b6 here? I think I've seen these sorts of positions in the computer before, and the computer likes b6. Then he might come with the bishop to pin my knight. Bishop b5. I'm not really scared of it, though. Actually, is he even threatening anything? Well, yeah, actually, this happened in the last game. He wins the A pawn, too. So I don't want to give him the B pawn. So there's 2 ways of defending the B pawn. Moving it up, or moving a knight in the way. Or rook b8, actually. Rook b8 could be another way of protecting it, but that's pretty passive. That's kind of a commitment. So what's a good way? I don't like moving my knight here because I want to stay in the center here. Alright, let's go for something here. Let's play b6. This might give him something now, though. So I'm talking and talking and talking about the drawish tendency of this opening, and suddenly he gets something. So I'm just holding on to that pawn for now. Really weakening my light squares, though, and this bishop can be made useful on those squares. Yeah, you could do this. I kind of want to just play c6 before he gets his bishop there. Yeah. c6 doesn't help that much, though. Bishop back here, then bishop e5, I think. a6, just making weaknesses. I have to play more actively. Maybe something like c5. C5 looks more interesting. It's more active. Because I don't like passive positions, so I want to make threats of my own. So I'm threatening to push c4 here, winning a piece. And I'm trying to say that white misplaced his queen on this b3 square. c5, it looks pretty active. And actually, if you take, then I recapture with my knight. That's an interesting point. Recapture with my knight, and I take your bishop. And I think that black is happy with that. Now, he might play c4, and I think c4 is a good response. But then, you know, then it's more interesting. Okay. So I'm forced to take. Okay, you could do that. But I'm not really threatened by that move. Not really. I've broken the pin. So I have like a minute to breathe here, and all I need is a minute. Honestly, even the double pawns aren't that big a liability. Such a limited material. Although he's starting to take on on d5. So let's do this with his bishop and ask where the bishop's going. I think I should have taken on f3 first. So I'm afraid of g4s. But I mean, I think it's all equal-ish. He also can play rook e1 at his leisure. So whenever he feels like it, he can play that move. But right now, yeah, I think it's useful to include rook e1 before he makes his next move. But if he takes, then I just recapture with a knight and everything's protected. If he moves back, then I'm also not scared. So I shouldn't lose this game, but you never really know. The good news is that this knight is not pinned anymore. But I do have some positional problems still to solve. If rook e1, where's my queen going? f8 or b8? Those are the only two squares where it won't be entering pins. Maybe b8 so that if I need to bail out, I can trade dark square bishops. Yeah, b8 is probably the better square, actually. Okay, he goes there. And I will go to b8. I think that's the better square. Because also, if you go back with the bishop, then I am threatening to win a pawn. Although it's not simple. If he goes back to h4, I go g5, bishop g3, and then takes. Okay. This does not pose a threat to me, I don't think. So I'm going to recapture, and I'm not losing anything. Okay, so this is his plan. So my pawn structure is going to get a little bit worse, but it's not losing, I don't think. I also have to mind that there's a pin on this pawn now. So, although there's nothing, there's no repercussions right now. Okay, so he does that. But I think I just have a comfortable draw still. I could even play king h7, and there's no genuine threat here. Oh, you could take the knight. If I take the knight, then he takes my pawn with a check, right? Okay, I mean, he has a little something here at most. I could even play. I mean, I don't want to play c4. What I'm afraid of is if king h7, knight takes, pawn takes, and my king is a little bit open on the second rank because there's no pawns protecting him there. I should be fine, but it's, you know, I like to be completely safe. So, although one second, he's still attacking this pawn. So actually, I do have to figure out a way to protect that pawn. Maybe queen d8. No, I'm always losing that pawn. That's actually pretty annoying. Yeah, so I think I might have to play c4 actually. c4 looks like the only move to not lose the pawn. Okay, so that's forced. And now I come here, or to f7 to prevent rook e6. Yeah, I think rook e6 is a threat. Yeah, let's come to this square. Gotta watch out for knight g5s or whatever. Don't know which way he's gonna hit me. But I don't want his rook coming in, so I gotta prevent rook e6. So, pawn up. Okay, and I want to trade now. I have to just simplify the position. So I just have to get the queens and the rooks off and everything off. So let's just make moves. Try not to blunder anything. So I'm trying to get to d7 and then rook e8 and just trade everything so that I have a easily winning endgame. Queen a4 looks like a way to be annoying. Queen a4, just controlling squares, but it's just annoying. There's nothing really more than that. Wait, so am I pawn up or are we even? Why was I thinking that I was a pawn up? Okay, you have that. That is annoying. Okay, but I have rook here, at least. So I could defend against that. So, yeah, I'm not a pawn up. I don't understand why I kept saying I was a pawn up. Kind of hallucinating. It's just dead drawn. Now I can bring my queen to d7. Queen to d7, right? And I think I'm blocking all the threats. So this should be just dead drawn with correct play. Maybe if I get lucky, he can screw up an equal position though. So He's looking for something. His knight's a little bit offside, so he probably does have to bring it back. F4 would be crazy. You can't really overreact in this position. Yeah, he's bringing the knight back. Now I have just rook here, and I trade a lot of stuff. And I'm just going for a draw, so... let's just do that. No need to get fancy. In fact, if anything, my king is a little bit weaker than his, so I need to get some of these big pieces off the board so I don't get checkmated. So either he trades the rooks. He's probably going to have to trade everything, but if he wants to keep the queens on... nah, he's going to have to concede there. If he moves his queen... or if he tries to avoid... let me put it this way. The only way to avoid a queen trade would be to give me the e-file, and that would give me an advantage. So if he tries to keep the queens on the board, I think I get a small advantage. So in this sort of position, he has to just play it. And then maybe I can try to outplay him in a bishop versus knight endgame. Hard to judge who that's good for. It's probably around equal. But I'd like to play with the bishop in that position. Yeah, he said this endgame looks so drawish. So, bishop versus knight endgame. Hard to even think of a plan. We have symmetrical pawns on each side, but I do have, you know, a little bit of space on the queen side. Probably doesn't amount to much, but let's just try not to blunder. That's important. So, not giving him that pawn. Gotta stay good on the time, too. So, one plan is bishop to f4 to c1 and try to cash in on these pawns, but of course, he wasn't having any of that. So, I do want to play g5, but I don't want to give him the f5 square with a knight. g5 would not be helpful for me. Is there any other way? Maybe I can provoke him. I really want to play. I want to activate my king with like king e6, but this knight, this pawn is a liability. So let's make a waiting move and try to provoke him. Well, one sec. Let's move here and get your knight off of that square. So I'm threatening to play f5. So f5, knight g2, and I might be making progress. f5, knight g2. I mean, it's still drawish. That doesn't do anything for me. g2, f5, knight g2, bishop g5. Doesn't really do anything. Can wait a little bit more. So let's make another waiting move. I don't think f5 is that good in that position. Okay, how about g5 now? No, g5, I can't ever play g5. Okay. So let's just keep waiting for a second. See if his king is going to the side of the board. So there. Now if I play f5, he has the f3 square, and his knight gets there. I mean, I don't really think he's making progress, so I'm just going to keep waiting. Yeah, your knight can get to g6, okay. But now I make progress too. I don't think that helps him too much. Knight g6 is only a symbolic advantage. Now my bishop can get in to the other side of the board. Or I can try to. Yeah, the knight's not going anywhere from g6 though. So I think the advantage there is only symbolic. b5. Alright, so let's pretend we're going somewhere with the bishop for a second. I want to zigzag my way to the b2 pawn, but not sure exactly how to do it. I also should just play faster because it is completely equal. Okay, so can't really do much in this position. Okay. Let's stop thinking so much about the position. Yeah, I mean, if I want to draw, I could just exchange things. Try to exchange pawns, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely draw this, because his knight has no moves. But... Yeah, his knight actually is stuck. Kind of. On the g6 square. Can I trap the knight on that side of the board? That's actually what I'm thinking. Okay, so he's trying to make headway. One second, can I duck my bishop back and trap the knight? Here takes... So let's go here. Hold that down. But actually his knight can't move anywhere. So if I can take away the h8 square, if I move my bishop back somehow, then his knight has no moves. But my bishop is pretty terrible too. But I should have looked at that earlier. No, but there's no way to get my bishop around there. It's pretty interesting though. Yeah, I don't want his knight getting to f7. Maybe there's no way to really trap the knight. But the good thing is that the knight can't get out. I was looking at, what I'm trying to say is that if I can somehow keep the knight at bay here, and just like leave it on g6 forever so it can't get out, then I can play with both my king and bishop, and I'm basically like up a piece. Okay, so you could do this. And I just wanted to go here. Against that. Actually, I might have another plan. Maybe I can prepare h5 and a breakthrough with my king on the king side. Now that the c3 square is always weak for him, this might be a possibility. Looks like an interesting plan. So his king can't ever move because the c3 pawn is always a weakness. Can I play b4 or something? No, I mean, I don't want to get rid of his weakness for him. So let's try something here. Oh, well, no, I can't. I can't bring my king away because then he comes to e7. And I can't bring my bishop back because then I take my eyes off the c3 square. I think I can bring my bishop back. If king a3 ever, then I have bishop here check. and you have to go back with the king or lock things up. So I might actually have winning chances here, or you know, a chance to go for the advantage. So I have a plan now, which is good. Okay, so he closes that up on the dark squares. I don't think that's very good positionally. Now his knight's always stuck there, so I'm trying to play against that knight. Yeah, so now actually I have a plan for an advantage. Although, yeah, so I could try this. So 1 second, h5 takes king here. Thing is, he always has like h4 business. Takes. I think actually this could be interesting for black. So this bishop is controlling the knight. Totally disregarded that way of playing. Well, let's just make a waiting move. Can't close that down, otherwise there's no play. Although the whole thing is so closed anyway. Yeah, there's no way to break through. I don't understand why I thought he has to take. So he doesn't, and we probably have a draw here. It's probably a draw. Are there any tricks? There's no way to get my king in the game. So it's a draw. I mean, let's just trade down. I'm gonna offer him a draw. Oh, yeah. So sorry for the lack of excitement. I really wanted to win the match. So it's not even really worth going over the game in too much detail because nothing happened. Yeah, I think b6 is kind of a passive way to defend the pawn, and bishop b5 might be going for an advantage. Actually, you know what? I like the way he played it. Bishop f5 was good. Maybe even bishop f5 right away. He played it pretty well. But the thing is, this is just so drawish that even the pawn structure over here is not that big of a problem because there's so few pieces on the board. So I was able to defend everything, and then we just trade everything off. Maybe I had a way to play for more here. Yeah, bishop e7 was very passive. Maybe I could have gone for something by expanding the queen side with b5, a5, and trying to make something happen over there. That was definitely the more active way of playing. But I was really just focused on drawing. So then we both just really killed any sort of possibility for play. I was really optimistic of getting something here, but of course he doesn't have to take, and if he doesn't take, then my king can never cross to the other side of the board. The position is just completely locked. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.